He was unstoppable, the biggest name in wrestling, destroying legends one by one. And then, at the peak of his career, he quit. Fans were stunned. The locker room was furious. This is the real story of why Brock Lesnar really left WWE in 2004 and how that one decision changed everything. When Brock Lesnar debuted in 2002, he looked like a machine built in a lab. Power, speed, and aggression, all in one terrifying package. Within months, he wasn't just beating people, he was erasing them. He destroyed the Hardy Boys, sent Hulk Hogan into a bloody mess, and beat The Rock for the WWE Championship in less than half a year. Vince McMahon called him the next big thing, and for once, Vince wasn't exaggerating. Lesnar was the future, the chosen one. But behind all that dominance was a man who hated the spotlight. You see, Brock Lesnar was an athlete, not a performer. He loved competition, but he hated fame. While others craved the cheers, Brock craved peace. And WWE is not a place for peace. By 2003, Lesnar was living a life he never wanted. Constant travel, endless flights, new cities every night. He once said he didn't even know what day it was anymore, that every week felt like one long blur of pain, airports, and fake smiles. He wasn't like Cena or The Rock. He didn't care about cameras or promos. He just wanted to wrestle and go home. But in WWE, that's not how it works. You don't just wrestle, you live WWE 24/7. The company owned your time, your image, your life. And for Brock, that cage felt smaller and smaller every day. Then came the pressure. By late 2003, Brock was being pushed as the face of the company, the man who would carry WWE into the future. He was main eventing shows, filming commercials, doing media, the works. But behind the muscles was a man breaking down. He started telling people backstage, "I can't do this anymore." At first, everyone thought it was just talk. But then came WrestleMania 20, the night everything changed. March 14th, 2004, Madison Square Garden, Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. Two powerhouses. One problem. Both of them were leaving. Fans found out before the match even started and they turned on both men completely. They booed from the opening bell. What should have been a dream fight became a disaster. Two men just going through the motions, waiting for it to be over. When it ended, Stone Cold Steve Austin hit both men with a stunner, and Brock flipped off the crowd on his way out. That wasn't just a middle finger to the fans. It was a message to WWE itself. He was done. But here's where it gets crazy. Brock didn't leave WWE for another wrestling company. He left to chase something entirely different: the NFL. He wanted to play professional football. He'd been a national wrestling champion in college, but football had always been a dream he'd never tried. So after WrestleMania, Brock walked away from millions of dollars in worldwide fame to start training for the NFL. No experience, no safety net, just pure guts. He trained with the Minnesota Vikings and actually impressed coaches. But then a motorcycle accident nearly ruined everything. He still showed up to camp bruised and hurting, trying to prove he belonged. But the injuries caught up and his NFL career ended before it really began. Still, Brock Lesnar doesn't quit. If he fails once, he finds another mountain to climb. After leaving football, he signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling, far away from the American spotlight. In Japan, he was treated like a god. They called him the Conqueror. He won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and reminded everyone that he was still one of the most dangerous men on the planet. But it wasn't enough. Brock wanted to prove himself, for real. Not in scripted fights, but in real combat. So he turned to the one place where only the strongest survive: the UFC. When Lesnar stepped into the octagon, critics laughed. Wrestlers can't fight, they said. But Brock didn't care. He dominated in a way that silenced everyone. He became the UFC Heavyweight Champion in 2008, just 2 years after his debut. He was headlining pay-per-views, breaking records, and drawing numbers that stunned the entire sports world. He wasn't the next big thing anymore. He was the biggest thing in sports. Meanwhile, WWE was watching. The man they thought had burned out had become bigger than ever. And in 2012, Brock came back on his own terms. No full-time schedule, no non-stop travel, just big matches, big paydays, and total control. And from there, his legend only grew. He destroyed John Cena at SummerSlam, broke The Undertaker's streak, and became the single most dominant performer of his generation. The Brock Lesnar that returned wasn't the same man who left WWE. He was smarter, colder, and completely in control. But let's pause for a second. What if Brock Lesnar never left WWE in 2004? Imagine this. He stays through the Ruthless Aggression era, becomes the long-term face of the company, battling Triple H, Batista, and Cena non-stop. Maybe he even becomes the company's biggest star ever. But it wouldn't last. The travel, the pressure, the politics, it would have eaten him alive. His body would have broken down. His mystique would have faded. By 2008, fans might have been bored of him. He wouldn't be the Beast. He'd be just another name on the card. Leaving saved his career. It gave Brock Lesnar something no other wrestler ever had: mystique. Every return felt like an event. Every match meant something, because fans know Brock Lesnar doesn't show up for just anyone. He shows up when it matters. When you look back, his decision in 2004 wasn't the end. It was a reset. Brock Lesnar didn't quit WWE, he outgrew it. And when he came back, he changed the business forever. From the kid who walked out of WrestleMania flipping off the crowd, to the legend who conquered everything, wrestling, MMA, fame, and fear, Brock Lesnar became something more than a superstar. He became a force of nature. And maybe that's the real reason he left WWE in 2004. Not because he was tired, but because he was destined for more. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Brock Lesnar's story, don't leave just yet. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because we've got more untold wrestling stories coming your way.